Hello everyone, my name is Richie RiSz. I'm a New Jersey artist, and today I will be taking you through another journey of my creative process. In today's video, we'll be going over strategies, tips, also my experience now. This is going to be my third video, and how I'm slowly improving on editing, as well as being more cautious on how long the videos should be. I'm still a beginner, so nobody's really going to watch my 1 hour videos. That's more for, I believe, diehard fans, or people that really are creating art and they are looking deeper into how a painting is created versus just the end product, like most people. Um, so hopefully today we'll get all that covered for you, as well as some humor, as well as some stories, and just bringing you along and introducing myself to you, the public. I'm usually very antisocial and very introverted, but hopefully this can improve my relationships. So today we are painting another female with a bird. Today I chose to paint an eagle. I used references from online. Usually I do use Google. I just go to Google image with the image, the subject matter that I'm looking for, and I just print it out in color so I can see all the detail. Um, and I also did the same for the female. I believe I used the search word is profiles, women's side profile, and I got a few faces, but the picture that I had of the eagle, which was my first picture, it matched better with this face. This sketch was really rough. I don't know why. Today the sketch was really hard, even with the Google grid. I don't know if you can see a little bit in the background. It's pretty hard to tell at this point, but yeah, that's it's just the fun part. I'm getting more different angles for you guys. If you see, again, experimenting with how to paint feathers with the brush strokes, which was very interesting. If you've seen my last video, the longer one when I painted the owl, I struggled very much, and I thought I could use the same technique for the eagle, but I forget that all birds do have different texture feathers, and the way they're laid out on their body. You know, like the eagle's head is very like strong and bold, and if you look, all the feathers go down versus the owl. Some of them are pretty much like spread out, especially like around the ears, the eyes. So, and look at my little eye shark robot in the back. Uh, so yeah, this is where I was saying that I try to use the same technique with the fan brush, just try to get, but it was not hitting the same. It did work for certain areas, but it definitely was not hitting the same as it did for the owl. Um, Stupid me, I guess. But yeah, it just wasn't working to the best that I thought would do. And of course, spray paint, my favorite, Montana cans. Just trying to get familiar with the eagle's feathers, just trying different techniques. I saw in the picture that the feathers were very bold, like they were almost like sharp at the bottom of the feathers, where it was exposed. So I try to use this upward technique where it would give it this sharp, bold angles was my best guess, but you know, it's always about trying things out to the best that you can. Just play with it. If you get stuck, like I did, I just moved on and I started working on the woman's lips. Used a brown, dark, like a nice reddish brown base here. So the lips, once this brown is like a base, pretty much like a primer for the real red to hit on top of that. I love using red lips on my paintings. I think it looks very seductive, very inviting, and especially with this painting that is all black, white, and gray, the red really makes it pop a lot. So this is just the video of, you know, different angles. I wanted to make sure I got everything. I worked a little bit on the lips, back on the eagle's eye, and also on the beak here. And I laid this rich brown or reddish brown down first, so then the colors that will go on top of it will hit very nice vibrant, and you'll see as the video progresses. I love how you could take an idea and just, you know, go into a zone and just create something that you have thought about maybe in your dreams, or maybe if you're walking. Like for me, when I get inspired, it usually comes at the most random moments. I would wake up from a sleep. I would be walking, either working out or just sitting down watching TV, or even hanging out with my friends, family. Just inspiration hits, just colors, stuff. For this series, I don't know. I like the whole rebirth idea of, you know, having like almost like a spirit animal, kind of. Because I believe that sometimes society kind of locks in our emotions. We don't want to tell anybody what we're going through. You know, sometimes heartache or emotional stress or mental stress usually gets frowned upon. In most cases, I know now it's becoming more, people are becoming more aware, but, you know, this is somewhat of a way for us to kind of disguise it, you know, especially like something like an eagle, an owl, or raven that, you know, I painted already. It's like those birds mean so much. I even Googled, you know, what are their, you know, what do they signify? You know, eagle is like freedom, wisdom, power. So it's good, to, you know, if you're going through something and, you know, this is an animal that you kind of relate to, but are, you know, scared of society, because society does kill. Not physically in most cases, but, you know, like just not being able to speak sometimes can take a toll on people, or can't show an emotion because you'll be judged. Eh, I know I went on a little rant there, but you know, that's this little motivation. That's where I got this inspiration from. But overall, just be yourself. You know, everything will be alright. But did you see how in this, when I laid down this yellow on top of that brown red, how much it popped, and how easily the painting accepted the yellow. Um, so I love that, the technique that I learned from a lot of artists. Especially, I have one of my favorite artists. His name is 1000. Definitely check him out. But any canvas that he does, or pretty much anything, he always lays like a brown, reddish base. He never works like on a white canvas unless it's like commissioned or something. But in most cases, he works on this type of like, which I never done. I always, you know, worked like on a raw canvas, straight, take off the wrapper, start laying down pencil work, and then paint from there. And according to him, I'm not too sure if this is correct. I have great vision, thank God, but supposedly working on a white canvas can, you know, strain your eyes. I never recognized that. I just, you know, maybe I don't know, maybe because he wears glasses. I really don't know. That's what, and I've heard other artists say the same things, but and it never really affected me, so it didn't bother me at all. But here it's just working with the textures of the beak. Amazing, amazing, amazing. This was probably one of my favorite parts of the whole painting, to be honest. Just the beak and giving it the textures, laying down about 4 different color yellows, some whites, the shadows. It was amazing. Try to use the fan brush to give it a little bit of texture. Didn't work out the way I planned, but yeah, see, just more and more yellows. This is very light yellow. I think on the finished product, I did too many layers, which I was more happy with the way the beak looked right a little bit before this stage. So, but it is what it is. I'm happy with the final result. Also, just learning, freedom, no rush. I'm not gonna get yelled at or get fired or anything like that. This is just my work. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, that's okay too. But this is what relaxes me. This is my moment away from everything. My moment to vent. It's all the process for me. The best process. And then here's another technique that I never used. These are one of those like plastic palette knives that you get in like a package when you buy those cheap brushes. I usually get the cheap brushes for like to paint backgrounds, or if I have like a dirty job that I have to do that's I don't really want to do it, paint corners or something like that. So this came in there. I try to use it, but if you can see here that I was not happy at all. So I went back to my little fan brush with a lighter gray, almost very close to white. Just trying little techniques, with the brush, like with the strokes. If you see, it's like a lot harder, turning it and fanning it out at the end. Just techniques. Having little different angles. Again, I in this painting I paid a lot more attention to the eagle than I did the woman's face, but it's alright. This time is the bird, and the next time is the woman's face, and definitely was feeling this. I just love that yellow. I want to take this moment, since this part is pretty much the same thing. I'll take this moment to thank every one of you for watching. You can catch me if you want to follow up a little bit more on my art on Instagram. It is Art by RiSz. I also have a website where I do sell original paintings, prints. I took off the stickers because they just didn't make sense. I'd rather just give stickers out to, as part of the packages when paintings are purchased. You could check me out there. I post on Instagram a lot. I just started with this YouTube, so as of today, this will be my 3rd video on YouTube. So definitely check it out. Go like, repost, support your guy. see, at this point, if you're watching me while I'm painting this, like in person, I wouldn't even be talking. If I'm playing music, it would just be very low. I usually listen to like R&B most of the time. If not R&B, then it'll be like some type of instrumental, like like Beethoven type of music, just pianos or that stuff, just to ease the mind a little bit. I don't want to hear no words. I don't want to hear no rapping. I'm not really trying to sing along. Just smooth, mellow music. Yeah, I'm playing around with the camera a little bit, trying to give different angles. Look at that red on top of that brown. So vibrant. Yeah, again, the paintbrush, giving you guys different angles, close-ups, you know. See, when you're painting, it's just about being free. There's no rules. That's the best thing I like about it. It's truly freedom. You do what you want. You know, you will run into art critics and artists that are so passionate in the wrong way, because art it is, you could be passionate about it, but don't make your passion somebody else's problem. Just because you want to paint a face like that does not mean everybody has to paint a face like that, or that's just a cheap example, but you know art is for you and to the collector. Nobody forces anybody to buy art, and nobody forces anybody to paint. Just, this is my time, this is my freedom. And I know a lot of other painters feel the same way, but I guess that's why a lot of painters or artists are keep their art to themselves, because of the critics, and some people can't take criticism, whether it be positive criticism or even the negative a little bit, but it is what it is. I'm at this point where I'm just me. I paint what I paint, how I paint it, and if you like it, you don't, it's okay. Because I like it either way. Even when I mess up, I look back and okay, so now I know what to do the next time. Because I've been painting or drawing for, as far as I can remember, around 9 years old. I started with some stuff I would paint, and then I got into the graffiti world, with the black books and my friends, but it's all practice and time and time and time and time and time and time. I have so many black books. Shameless plug. I created that sweater. It was a series that I did with the teddy bears, the blue teddy bear, called them my money bear. Actually, a lot of people actually liked it, brought the sweater. Sweater is sold out. So I have like 2 personal sweaters, and I use the green one as my painting one. Here, ugh, what a mess. Horrible decision. I fell in love with this copper color when I was creating it, because I was looking at the reference photo. You see the reference photo on the bottom left hand side. When I move my big head out the way, you see that the bottom of the eagle is brown. So I try to do this again, trying this fan brush out, thinking it's still working for me. Probably the worst decision I made. So it happens. You're gonna get some good ones, you're gonna get some bad ones, but when I stood back and I looked at it, I was so disgusted. I was like, I can't believe that. Why would I make a decision like that? The series is black, white, and gray. That's it. So I tried and gave it an attempt, and I erased it. I know a lot of people at this point be like, no, you messed it up. But part of being an artist is messing up and fixing it, and working around this. So see, I laid the first cut to erase it, stepped away from it, let my mind think a little bit of how I'm gonna approach the feathers, and I start the black, which was missing, some cleaner lines, some details, stuff. It's fun, super fun. I'm telling you, when I painted this, it actually probably was like 2 hours, maybe 2-3 hours, and about 90% of the time I was working on this eagle, especially with the feathers, and also that I live in the United States, so the eagle is our national bird, our symbol of freedom, our logo. So there was definitely some pressure here a little bit to get it right, to make it look like an eagle. Nothing political that I have to do connected to it regarding this painting, but it's something that I have to try to get as close as possible to it. So here is what I'm doing, is pretty much erasing a little bit, fine tuning it. Just a lot of the edges are like rough, and a lot of overspray or brush stroke is too much for certain areas. Working on the girl's hair. You've seen my last video. I do not want to paint hair for this series. Now, unfortunately, the camera battery did die, and I was too much in the zone. This is the last shot. I'm sorry I didn't show the whole process. Loved it. This is the other paintings of the series. This one was Forever, and this one was Rebirth with the Raven. Thank you guys for watching. Visit me at Art by RiSz or my website artbyrrizz.com. Purchase, and this is Richie RiSz, and I'm out.